Hey guys, I thought I would just pop in and do this quick video as I just wanted to make sure I covered a few things, especially as I'm revamping my channel, getting things in order, just making sure that I touch base with everybody. So I've just come back from the gym, so it's like, what is it, coming up to 10 to 6. I've been up since about 3 o'clock. Yeah, so yeah, in the morning, not in the afternoon. As you can see, it's quite dark out here. So I have been just debating with myself and going through some things with myself to make sure that I give you guys a very truthful reflection of myself, a very open discussion. And I think the thing that I just came across that I wanted to just share with you is just basically about being open, honest, about being truthful about who you are. Now, I've got an episode coming up about that on my podcast, so look out for that. But it's just about being truthful, about being honest, about being who you are really and truly. And the thing that I'm thinking about, and the thing that I've just been pondering and going through in my head, is that I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not pretending to be perfect anyway, but I'm not perfect. I'm not somebody who has all the answers. I'm not somebody who has it all together all the time. There's things I'm going through that I'm probably going to share with you guys at some point. I'm not going to share with you straight away. Some things I will share straight away and say, you know what, I'm actually going through this. This is something I've gone through. A lot of things I'm sharing is things that I've been through, and I still don't have it together. And I look at myself on a daily and I think, you know what, I wish I was better. And I'm not saying I'm bad. I'm not saying I'm the worst. I'm saying that I have a goal. I have something I'm striving towards. I have something that is making me tick, making me push towards a certain mark in my life to be the best. Whether it's I just remember, okay, so I'm thinking back to when I was working in like a factory, and when I was working in this factory, I was like, I was very young at the time, and I just remember saying to myself, you know what, I want excellence. I want excellence. Every morning I wake up and say, I want excellence. I want excellence. And so what would happen is that for some reason, me saying that made me more excellent. I started to do things more excellently. And so I started to study more. I started to be on time. I started to strive for certain things. Like I started to look at what the word excellence was, and I started to really push towards what excellence really means. Now, I'm not saying today I'm full of excellence. I'm saying that at the end of the day, if you have a goal or something you're striving towards and it's in the forefront of your mind and it seeps into your subconscious as well, then it's something that you're now aligned on and you're going to push towards. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what everybody should be doing. It's not about us being secretive about all our past. I'm speaking, I mean, I have somebody that I speak to on regular, and they have like they have a really horrible past, and they've gone through some stuff that's like really, really damaging if people found out. But they're still getting on with their life. They're quite successful. They're doing well. You know, they're doing things with themselves. And so it's just to say that, look, everybody has their demons. And that's the story of like the hero's journey, is that everybody has their demon. And so to overcome their demon, there's a journey you have to go through. There's a process in order to overcome the demon and then to move on to the next level where you're going to be in a better place. And so, but the story will go around again to the next demon, or maybe it's that same thing that you didn't quite defeat in the way that you needed to. You think of the story of like the hero's journey really is one of those things that, if I think about Star Wars, which obviously I'm going to speak about Star Wars all the time, but if I think about Star Wars, yeah, you had where Luke now has defeated Darth Vader, but he wasn't defeated in episode 4, and so you see him again in episode 5, yeah, and then they've defeated, but then you got to go into episode 6. So you know what I mean. It's one of those things. So you start with A New Hope, yeah, and then you end with Return of the Jedi, you know. So I'm saying that, well, it's not the end, obviously there was, but we won't go into that. But what I'm trying to say is that everybody has their demon, everybody has their thing that they're fighting on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a yearly basis. And so we have to think about this. Yeah, a lot of us get bogged down with the guilt that comes with having a demon. And so it's that demon itself that's making you feel like you are guilty. But no, it's not feeling the guilt. It's about, okay, hitting the reset button. And so I can't remember the exact saying, but basically every day you wake up is a reset button. Now, if you really wanted to break it down, every hour is a reset button. But we want to say daily because that's when the sun sets and then you rise again in the morning. And so that's a reset button. That's a reset button where you can go out and do what you have to do in order to not just forgive yourself, but move on and to do something better. Like if you failed in the morning, by the evening you've sorted out a plan so you don't go back to that failure and if you fail in a different way, so you work out another way to be successful in the thing that you're failing at. So I'm just saying that at the end of the day, there's a way for us to really communicate with ourselves and move forward. There's a way in which our body, our mind, our subconscious will understand us and take us to the next level if we're willing to put in the work and put in the effort to do those things. And so this is why, like, I'm here today, and I just wanted to put this out and say that, you know what, at the end of the day, do not give up on, like, yourself. Everybody has a demon they're fighting. Everybody has something. Like, I'm not perfect. I am not a perfect person. And like everybody who's out there who's pretending to be perfect and say, follow me, then I wouldn't follow them. There's people out there that I do follow and I do subscribe to in what they do, and I'll pay for their courses and stuff because I know they tell me that they've got issues that they're still overcoming. So like every year you see them step that little bit better and they make themselves that little bit better, and they're so far ahead now in what they're doing. They seem like they're perfect, but they know that they've got issues, and sometimes they describe to you and say to you what their issues are, which that's somebody that's a role model for me to look up to, because I can't walk around with my head high thinking that I'm above everybody else. Nobody is better than anybody else. Nobody's better than you, and you're not better than anybody. You've got to think about this, and you've got to do better. You have to do everything you've got to do within your power to be the best that you can be. And so there's structures, there's ways, there's things that you need to set up in your life so you can attain those goals and be better. There's no use just sitting on yourself and saying, you know what, I'm in this situation now and this is just how it is. No, like, look at me. Like, I'm sat in my car and I'm doing this thing, and I'm talking to you guys because this is what's laid on my heart today. And so I'm going to try and do this more often to say, look, this is what's on my heart. Doing things to make sure like the quality of what I do will be better, so you'll see the production value go up. I'm doing things to make sure that I, like, personally, the things that I say is better, or the way that I speak is better. I'm not saying I'm the worst speaker, I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm saying there's always room for improvement. And so there's some people that stop at a certain place and they don't improve. No, it's for that continual improvement. And this is a word you're going to hear me spit a lot of all the time: continual improvement. It's something that I say recently, last few years, has been drummed into my head: continual improvement. And so that's what we want. We want continual improvement. I listen to a few people on a daily and they say, okay, if you can be better 0.5% a day or a week or a month, it adds up by the end of the year, and by the end of 2 years, and by the end of 3, 5, 10, you're going to be that much better. And even if it ends up to be just 20% after 10 years, it's still something that you're getting better at something. And that 20% is a lot if you look at it in, you know what I mean, in a certain way, or if you're aiming for a certain thing. So that's my thing for today. I just wanted to just share that with you guys, and I hope that that is helpful in some kind of way to some of you. Like I said, I'm not a guru. I'm not the perfect person that you're gonna follow. I do have flaws. I'm not perfect, and everybody's on a learning journey. Everybody's got to learn, and so I'm on my learning curve, and I hope that this also can help you to learn as well. So let's do this. We're going into 2024. Let's do this. Let's get better. Let's push each other. And remember, this is a community where we hold each other accountable. So if there's something that you're struggling with and you need help with, and you're somebody that can help somebody in this group, that within, like, if you see somebody in the comments and you can help them, please help them. I'm not saying to sell courses and all of that. That's kind of rubbish. I don't want any of that. I want help. I remember, so I'm supposed to finish, but I'm gonna continue and get a little bit more. So basically, there was a time where I did mentoring for a few people. Now, I did mentoring. Obviously I do coaching, but there was mentoring, which is a bit different. And I started to do it, and I started to notice that there was certain things that were going wrong within the mentoring session. I didn't have everything together in regards to mentoring, and so I couldn't, as much as I was ahead of certain people I was talking to, there were structures that were missing for me to do the mentoring properly. And so what I did in the end, because I couldn't offer them the best I could in regards to mentoring them to a certain place within whatever they were doing, I don't want to give that away too much, I had to revert back and say, you know what, let me give you this course, because there's things I was doing for kids, that mentoring, that's fine, but then when it came to the adult aspect, I probably had a bit of, what's that word, where I thought I felt forced doing it. So that's a problem for myself, yeah, that I didn't cover. But then at the same time, that's a problem where, like, I had to overcome, and I'm still overcoming now. So there's sometimes I fall back from things, but the fact of the matter is I fell back and I said, you know what, I started to offer all of my mentees courses instead, and it kind of shook some of them up, and they said, you know what, that's not what I'm about, and they were gone. And for some other people, they stuck around and kept on the course, and I actually gave them quite a bit of things, and it's what they needed. And for some people, I think some people, they should have really paid for the course, because I think a lot of it you need to put skin in the game, you know. So in order to get what you want, sometimes you have to pay for it. And so there's doing that. But then for the others, I felt really bad, because, you know, they're gone now, and I really could have offered them the help, but because of my own flaws, I weren't able to help them. So that's a lesson that I've taken for myself, and this is a lesson I'm passing on to you. But I say that to say that, listen, I don't want nobody just feeding people courses in the comment section or wherever it is. I'll probably kick you out if that's the case, but I want people who are willing to help. And so I'm trying to make sure that this community is fed. You know, that's the most I could ask for, is that this community is fed. So you guys, just like, comment, subscribe, and help each other in the comment section. If you have something that you're struggling with and you want help, there's a way that I will give in actual fact for you to reach out to me if there's something specific. But other than that, I want everybody to help everybody, and that's my general. I just want everybody in the world to really help everybody, and that's not always going to be the case, but there's things that we need to do in order to do that. But God, guys, I just want to say thank you again. Peace out.